Good morning, St. Luke's. This morning I have one very, very simple request, and that is simply a beat, okay? Something like this, very simple, all right? Right here, okay? Keep it going. Let's go, everyone. No, don't go fast. Keep it going, all right? Keep that same beat. Nice, all right, keep going. All right, here we go. Here we go in. Don't speed up, All right. Shoot, you know what? Scratch the beat, it's gonna mess me up. I have no rhythm. Here, let me just go, all right? No beat, thank you. Here we go, all right, sorry. I call this rap the Declaration of Independence. In 1774, Great Britain sat on top of the world. They ruled the seas by phallocracy and passed cruel acts on the colonies, but the colonists fought back. They said no taxation without representation. All we want to be is an independent nation, so they call it Thomas Jefferson to write the Declaration. So Thomas worked hard all day and all night, talking about things like inalienable rights, and accusing the king for being so wrongly gallant, and describing the process of check and balance. When the king heard of all this, he sat up in his chair and he clenched his fists. He said, "No way will they get the best of me. Give them all we got in our army and navy." And so began the American Revolution, 7 more years without a solution, until 1783, when the Treaty of Paris was decreed, and America was free. Thank you. I call this one candy. This horrid stuff will stake your soul and coil a clock you can't control. I see you there. Don't sell your life for 10 more grams of cellulite. It's not worth the whiteless withering teeth. I say chocolate, no doubt, will give you grief. And yes, taffy too. Please do not chew, for cavities surely will ensue. And if I could say just one more thing, my health doth shout, let freedom reign. You see, generating stories and ideas is one of the things I love to do most. I see language as freedom, an opportunity to account anything and everything. It could be a poem about eating candy. It could be the tales of town meeting from my perspective. It could be my first memory, a song I listen to repeatedly, people in my life I care about. It could be about nothing in particular. It's when I'm feeling angry, or sad, or excited, or weird that I write. When my knickers are in a twist, when I get slapped on the wrist, I find my virtual pen and begin to write again. I keep 2 logs. Wait, no. 2 logs, like, a book. 2 logs. One of which is in a book, and is pretty solely tethered to the idea of periodical updates, classic diary, if you will. The other one is on my computer, and which is a writing document called Optically Topical to Me. The premise behind that virtual log came to me in a moment of clarity at 2:30 in the morning after a nightmare. I sat up in bed, walked over to my desk, and opened a new Word document. I had no idea what to write, but I started anyway. This is what came out. And I urge you not just to hear the words, but to listen and take in what it is my after midnight self was trying to convey. Life is an incredibly large and general term used to describe that which innately and actively functions. Upon arriving at this unsatisfactory definition of life, my virtual hand traces down to the bottom of the desktop, grabs the appropriate icon, and instantaneously unpacks the contents of a truer definition as given by the dictionary. Exactly 3 moments later, I realized that my own original thoughts can be of value in a world full of derivative information, and immediately I avert my eyes whilst emphatically exiting out of said definitional program. In response to this happening, I have devised a tentative and honestly unlikely to come true plan to keep a virtual journal full of original and untainted ideas. This running stream of naivety and useless teenage jargon will one day be useful when my kids get hold of it and make fun of me. That clip and the log as a whole resonates one word with me: creativity. Creativity is invaluable. Creativity is what links us all together. It is the ability to think, it is the ability to have individual perspective on life. Yet oftentimes, we rely simply on regurgitated information. And while that information may be incredibly important in school, for example, for providing a foundational understanding of things, it is not enough. It is creativity that drives progress. The questions, ideas, and feelings we have, those are important. Those things move us forward. And for me, there's no more creative a place than the shower. Yes, the shower. Now, of course the shower has its practical application of cleanliness, but there is so much more to it than that. It marks the beginning of a new day. It is a time when you can shed some burden, at least for a few minutes. But above all else, for me, the shower is my compositional haven. I sit, I stand, I kneel, I pace, I lie down, I hum, I whistle, I dance, I sing. For some reason, singing sounds so much better in the shower. And all the while, I'm thinking. It depends on what the task at hand is, but the shower fuels my thought. I'm in complete uninterrupted privacy, contained within the bathroom walls, and muted by the sound of the falling water. I feel like I can do anything, be anyone. I feel my imagination stirring at the onset and gaining momentum the longer I stay in. There have been times where I literally just sit down and meditate for 45 minutes. I don't even know how to meditate, but shoot, I've done it. One time specifically, I remember I had a history project due the next day. My topic of choice was the Declaration of Independence. Everyone else that had gone did a PowerPoint, and I made it my mission to deviate from the bunch. So for an hour and a half, I paced back and forth in the shower, talking to myself, singing to myself, thinking of ways to make my project unique. That is when I came up with the Declaration of Independence, which you all had the fortune of hearing at the beginning of the speech. It was initially supposed to be some lighthearted slam poetry, but as I realized how much crazy potential it had as a rap, I just sort of, let it become the creature that it is now. This sort of unguided direction of things is the imagination hard at work. And when imagination is working to its capability, it brings me great joy. I am happy when I write. I am happy to think of new things, even when those things aren't happy at all. And so as I look out today into this audience full of beautiful people, all of you with your own curiosities and questions about life, I'm inspired to ask two simple questions. Where are you creative? And how often are you visiting? For me, it is the shower. And from the shower, my ideas travel to paper. I encourage this. Find your place of solace and write about it. Maybe it's when you run, perhaps it's while playing music. Record your anguish, record your triumph. Strip down to the bare necessities, to your true self, and be creative in your examination. Dr. Bedingfield agrees with me. She gave me very sound advice many years ago, and it went something like this. So when you're staring at that blank page before you, open up that dirty window and let the sun illuminate those words you could not find. Reach for that something in the distance. It's so close you can almost taste it. And just release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else here can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else, I'm telling you, no one else can speak the words from your lips. So drench yourself in words unspoken and live your life with arms wide open. Because today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten.